A group of loggers, a mysterious light in the sky, and a man who vanished without a trace. What happened on the night of November 5th, 1975, in the dense forests of Arizona? This is the chilling true story of Travis Walton, the man who claims to have been abducted by extraterrestrial beings. The most controversial alien abduction case in history, it was a cold November evening. Travis Walton and his 6 co-workers were heading home after a long day of logging in the Apache Sitgreaves National Forest. As they drove down the winding roads, they spotted a glowing object hovering just above the trees. Against the warnings of his crew, Travis stepped out of the truck, and that was the last they saw of him for 5 whole days. Panic set in. The crew rushed back to town and reported what they had seen, but the authorities were skeptical. A massive manhunt was launched, dogs, helicopters, search teams, but there was no sign of Travis Walton. Was it an alien abduction, or was there a darker explanation? The local sheriff suspected foul play, even murder, but without a body, the mystery deepened. 5 days later, Travis Walton reappeared, confused, dehydrated, and terrified. He claimed he had been taken aboard an alien spacecraft. He described a sterile, metallic room, strange humanoid beings with large eyes, and a feeling of overwhelming fear. Was it a dream? A hallucination? Or something far more unexplainable? Travis recounted that after being struck by the beam of light, he awoke inside a dimly lit metallic chamber. His body ached, and he felt an overwhelming sense of disorientation. As his eyes adjusted, he realized he was not alone. Small humanoid figures with large dark eyes and smooth pale skin stood around him, their expressions unreadable. He tried to move, but his body felt heavy, as if an unseen force was restraining him. Panic surged through him as the beings seemed to study him with a detached curiosity. Desperate to escape, he summoned all his strength and lashed out, sending one of the beings stumbling back. To his surprise, they did not retaliate. Instead, they silently retreated through a door, leaving him alone. Travis stumbled through the sterile corridors of the strange vessel, searching for an exit. Eventually, he encountered other, more human-like, figures dressed in blue jumpsuits. Unlike the smaller beings, these figures appeared more familiar, yet they did not speak. They led him to another room where he was placed on a table, and a mask was put over his face. The next thing he knew, he was waking up on a roadside, staring up at the starry night sky. As the news spread, experts were brought in. A series of polygraph tests were conducted, not just on Travis, but on the 6 men who had witnessed the event. Shockingly, the results suggested they were telling the truth, but skeptics weren't convinced. Some believed it was an elaborate hoax for fame and money. Others argued that Travis had experienced a psychological episode. Even today, the scientific community remains divided on the validity of his claims. In 1993, Hollywood took interest in the case, releasing Fire in the Sky, a film inspired by Travis's story. But while the movie terrified audiences with its disturbing alien abduction scenes, Travis himself has said that the Hollywood version took creative liberties, exaggerating his experience into a nightmare of alien experiments. So what really happened to him? Over the years, Travis Walton has maintained his story, appearing in interviews, documentaries, and conventions. He continues to defend his experience, stating that he has no reason to fabricate such an extraordinary tale. Meanwhile, skeptics argue that the stress of the moment, coupled with possible hallucinatory effects, could have led to a fabricated memory. But if that were the case, why would all 6 of his co-workers stick to the same story for decades? Decades later, the Travis Walton abduction remains one of the most debated UFO cases in history. Was it a hoax, a government cover-up, or did Travis Walton truly experience something beyond human understanding? The answers remain unknown, but one thing is certain. This case continues to fascinate and terrify those who dare to look up at the night sky. What do you believe? Let us know in the comments below.